Hi, hello, g'day, kia ora, welcome to the studio. It's an absolute pleasure to have you join me as I create, experiment, explore and play. I hope you'll join in and craft along with me. Today I am sorting out the papers that are going to form the signatures for my Dephemerember 2024 journal. As you might have seen from the array of papers strewn across my desk, there are quite a few there, and these are the printables that I have printed out. I'm kind of following along the guidelines, or maybe not so much guidelines, but more the plan that Luise and Barbara have done for their journals, and that I'm doing 4 signatures, and in each signature I am planning on having, at this stage, 3 printables, double-sided printables, I should say. And then in between there, I'll be filling that in with like tea and coffee dyed papers, papers from wherever, who knows what. That's yet to be determined. But I thought I would start by at least sorting out the printables first, because I know what they are. Here's the cover. We've gone for black and white on the outside and white and black on the inside. I thought I would be really quite tame with this, but who knows if it's going to stay that way. So here are the printed pages. Now I've got pages from 10 different kits, would you believe? So I've got from 49, and I'm just going to flip through them. Anyway, I've got one from 49 Dragons, Vintage Docs 2. I've got 4 from Luise Heinzel, and these kits are Brush Blossoms, this is from one. Found Object Florals, and this is one of hers. I've got Ledger Paper Journal Backgrounds and Mixed Media Jelly Prints, and that's one of that. I've got from Berkshire Prints 2 of their kits. This is one of theirs. That's Rustic Lace Numbers and Rustic Paper with Ornate Trims. That's one of Louise's. I've got from Pixie Tales Treasury from 3 different kits. There is her their gritty collage backgrounds, N002, and this could be one of those. There's 2 kits that are very similar, and I can't tell you which is from which kit. The Tree Rings collage sheets, which this has to be one of my favourite digital kits of all time, and the grunge collage papers, which I think this might be one of those. So here we go, another of Louisa. This is one of Louisa's, and this is the rustic paper with ornate trims, and this is a page from Barbara, 49 Dragonflies. So I've printed these all out onto matte photo paper, or it's double-sided matte photo paper, I should say, and these are 130 grams, or GSM, so they're quite a heavy weight, and they feel just that little bit more luxurious compared to ordinary copier paper. When I printed them out, they all printed out with a fine border around the edge. Even though I printed A4, it's because I didn't select borderless, but I'm happy with that. I'm going to trim them all off camera. Hold the horses. Change of plans. I went back and re-watched the essential bits of Barbara's video, and I had it wrong. I was getting too many papers for my journal. So what we've got is 12 double-sided printables. Check. We now have 2 pages that are full-size A4. So I've got 4 tea and coffee dye papers. Check. And then I'm going to use 2 music pages and 2 braille pages, because I love these in a journal that I made recently. And these will be folded up so they will have a pocket on either side. Then we have in each signature, so that's 5 full-size pages in each signature. So 3, 4, 5, and then we have in each signature 2 additional smaller size pages. So I've got, now these 2, yes, they're full size, but I'm going to trim them down to cut off the edges because I just couldn't not have these roses. So that's 2 of my 4, and then 2 of these. So that's 1, essentially there's my 4 pages, so that's 1 of the 2 small pages. And again, this one folding up, creating 2 pockets or more sort of tuck spots. And then I've got 1 of this, and this is smaller than our normal A4 paper, which is this size here. So this must be, is it 8.5 by 11, I'm guessing, but it's not my normal size. So that's 1. I'm then turning these 2 corresponding envelopes into a page somehow. I'm using, and I'm going to trim down, I'm not sure how, but a sheet of sewing. So because it's quite thin, I may like adhere, sort of cut it in half and adhere 2 pages together, and or the 2 sides together, and that there will form a page. Or maybe I'll glue it together like that and have, that could be quite cool, and have 2 pages like that. Ooh, I like that idea. And then this one was in either a Flow magazine or maybe even Daphne's Diary, I'm not sure. I think Flow though, and I just thought it was quite cool. It's got all the different signs of the zodiac, and again folds out, so that would be quite cool because that gives me extra sides like that. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's all my pages sorted. So now I just need to trim or fold everything down to size, and we'll be ready to create our signatures. So these I've trimmed all the white edges, the white border off. So these slightly smaller than A4, but I'm cool with that. I'm not going to reprint them. I've got my A4 tea and coffee dyed paper, so that's there. So now I will just use that as a template for what size I want everything else. So this, I think I bought this second hand. I'm not 100% sure now. So it's both wider and taller. So how are we going to, we're just going to, it's only going to be like 1/2 centimetre longer on each page. So I might leave the length at this stage, and then we'll see, do we want to fold, because so first thing we're going to do is tear down the middle. And how much do we need to trim off here? I want to take some of either side, I think. So if I take like about a centimetre of top and bottom, or left and right, that might be what we need to do. And if I do it that way, then we can see what we're doing. Yep, so it's taking a little bit extra off, but all good. So that's those two. Now, so I'm just going to fold these in half, so it's going to be quite narrow, the pages. But what we really want is bone folder, and how tall are we going to make these pages? So I think I will fold it in the middle of the seam here. So if we, hopefully you can see that. So I've just put my page on there. The bottom of the page comes to about the start of this hole here, but I'd rather that the fold be sort of halfway through one of these here. So there, and I'm lining up the circles, well, they're not circles, the holes. And this, well, these braille pages were in a book that I bought at a second-hand, well, I found at a second-hand resource centre. So it had been put out to pasture, so to speak. Right, so that's one done. Okay, so we've got those two folded. So we've got that and that. So those are the big pages. So that's all my big pages, full-size pages now done. I've still got to fold everything in half. So now we still have these. Now for this, so if I put that there, where does this need to come to? There. So if I line, I want to make sure that's there. So I want to line this up with, and you see there's, if I move the second one out, in the centre part here, there's some horizontal lines. So I just want to make sure that the circle, the top of the circle is lined up with either side. And that should be, no, it's too short. Bother. Okay, do we need to take it up one more? Is that better? Yeah, so it's a smidge over there, but that's okay. So that is lining it up with that second line there. This page, oops, dropping everything. This page here. Okay, so I need to take just a smidge off this, and I'm going to take just some of this border here off where there's no holes. And this was tea and or coffee dyed paper that I was gifted in a swap. So this and the envelopes, and I've been hoarding it because I didn't want to use it, and take it up just a wee bit more because I know I'll never be able to get any more. But now is the time to bite the bullet and use it, and I'll hold on to that green strip. Now we've got these roses pages, so here I'm just going to line up these, going to trim on these lines. Now these I need to turn into a page. Okay, so move you out of the way for now so that I have my full desk area. Now, what we could do is I think I'm going to use glue stick for this to put it in there, because I need something that is not going to go horribly icky, or because, and the other thing is I'm going to tuck that back so that I don't get glue all over that flap. So we're going to slide in there. Now that's good thinking actually, Paula. Much easier. Yep, so that way there. Right, yep. Glue, cack-ended. Now I'm going to glue over the entire flap of the blue envelope. Now, what I should have done is I need to put something over there. Now, we might have to grab one of these, and if oh yes, I know it's because I want to right, okay, let's just put this in there before the glue. Alright, so that's there. Alright, so now I've got to make sure that the brown envelope now does not seal closed. So what we're going to do now is, do I want that? No, I want a bigger piece to some book paper. Book pages that I just happen to have down beside me. And is that going to be big enough? Right, well, we're not going to see in there, so that doesn't matter. And does the glue, yep, it's going to be the same size as that. Oh, and we need to put something over that one as well. Okay, so leave that folded down. Yes, the book page will be fine. So if I take from that there down, so let's just, so what I'm going to do is I want this to go the full length of the envelope. So if we do it just down to there, and then we'll come back to that bit, and we're gonna glue along here. And yes, I probably should be using a glue book or something like that underneath. But I want to, so why I'm doing it the full length of the envelope is so that when I put anything in the envelope, it's going to slide in and out and not get caught. If I only did the small strip just over the glue, then I would run the risk of anything going that went in catching on the glue as it came, or whatever the glued element was, as it came out. So I've put that in, I've slid it all the way down to the bottom, and now I'm just making sure it's stuck in place. So, and if we hold this up very carefully, you should be able to see that it's in there, now covering that glued sticky bit, this bit here, but on the blue envelope. So that's all in there, that's fine. So now I need to do something just across there, and I probably need to do it up to almost the same spot. So we want how long? Sometimes I'm kick-handed, like. So we're going to take this down to about that line there. And there. Right. So now we're going to glue this as well all the way across. Just a good coating of glue. Oh, yep, I did get some on the table, but that's why we use a craft mat. So now, on top of this yellow envelope, we're going to slide or adhere that just nicely into place. And again, I want to cover the entire length of the flap just so that nothing will get caught as it comes back out. And then I just need to pull off that little wee bit on the corner and then make sure that is well and truly down. We can't see anything there. Lid on the glue, or the glue stick I should say. Now make sure that's there, yep, and double check that we're folding over. And then what we're going to do is grab our art glitter glue, remove that pin, and we are just going to glue a very fine line, if my glue's going to work, up the side. That's 1 and 2. Put the pin in and then glue in place. Now just make sure we don't have any excess glue. We'll just right there, pressing down, press down. So we now have pocket here, pocket here, and then if it stays stuck down, tuck spot there or mini pocket there. I can stitch through there, and I mean potentially what I might do is put some washi tape over the top there and on the outside to say out. We need to do something with the pattern. Now this is a sewing pattern instruction sheet. For if you're not a sewer, your sewing patterns come with instructions on the different pieces that are included, some general directions, how to best lay out the pieces, given, okay, well, what direction the patterns need to be on there, with stretch and all that sort of thing. And then it goes into, well, these are your actual directions for how to sew things together. So I'm just looking at, so this is some really quite nice browning and tones and aging of the pattern, but I think this side looks even better. So what I'm looking at doing is you fold it like this. I'm going to glue those. So if we glue this to that side to this side, so glue this side to this side, that will strengthen it. And then I will and I may just need to refold it slightly. Oh, no, see, that'll be alright. Stitch through the middle. I know I will need to add some kind of additional support. So what we might do is let's add some support right from the word dot. So we're going to add just a strip, and I might make it about 2 inches. I mean, it doesn't need to be that much. What have we got here? It needs to be something that is, so I don't want to use up these because that's some pretty cool pattern paper, but maybe some of these bits from the flower pages will do. I mean, that's slightly smaller than I was hoping for, but if we do from there up, and we can do the same that way. Oh, hang on, that one up. Then I can just trim that top and bottom when I fold the pages together. And then always put some extra on as well. So if we glue, I need to make sure that this is completely dried when I sew through. But yeah, I think this will be that. So if I just go in, just doing, it doesn't matter if it's wider than my paper that I'm putting in, it is purely just to provide some additional support. It's then going to be glued together anyway, these two pages. Alright, so that's that. Let's try and line them up a wee bit. And I'm okay just leaving a slight gap there. Like very, very slight. Right, so they're going to fold together. Yep, that's fine. So now I need to glue this entire thing. This top bit, and maybe I should have done this before I glued it, but certainly before I sew it. And because they are both kind of textured, I'm going to pull out these scissors here. And cut this quite a bit smaller. So that it's not an issue. Yep, plenty. And then we do the same with this one. So we are cutting it very nicely. Trying to keep it as straight and as even as possible, and we might hold on to that too. And these scissors I actually bought from Temu. They were about $10 New Zealand for the pair, but I just love that edge that I can get. And look at that, folds in spot on. So that is that page. Yeah, so scissors Temu. It's a 3mm scallop, I think it's called. But when you cut it the other way round, it gives you the look of postage stamps. So I thought, awesome. Now I can cut stamps to whatever size I want. So that's everything cut down to size. So it is time to do some bulk folding to the signatures and sew them into the cover. So be sure to come back and see that next step of the journal construction, and I'll see you back in the studio. Bye for now.